this tutorial, we will talk about comparatives or comparisons. They are the same thing. Sometimes you will hear it referred to as comparatives. Other times you will hear it referred to as comparisons. Here are some examples: more than, taller than, shorter than, more interesting than. And what we are doing is we are comparing two and only two, not three, not four, not one, but two and only two things. For example, the car, that's one thing, is faster than the bike. That's another thing. There's only two things in that sentence, and we are comparing two and only two things in that sentence. If you are comparing one thing, there's no real need to compare one thing. If you are comparing three or more things, then it's a superlative. So that's another video tutorial on superlatives. But this is comparatives, is used to compare two and only two things. The car is faster than the bike. Most of the comparative words are going to end with ER, like faster, taller, bigger, stronger. But there are some that don't. Like, you don't say interesting-er, it's more interesting than. You don't say expensive-er, it's more expensive than. So there are some that do not end with ER, but most of them end with ER: bigger, taller, faster, smarter. We can also compare two and only two people, such as Bob is one person, is taller than Mike. Mike is another person. I'm comparing two people. And again, I have that ER word in there, taller. It could also be two and only two groups of things, such as the Ferraris, that's one group of thing, are more expensive than the Hondas, and the Hondas is another group of things. So even though it's multiple, there still are only two groups of things. Or it could be two and only two groups of people, such as sixth graders are younger than eighth graders. Again, the grouping of sixth graders is one thing, and a grouping of eighth graders is another, or people in this case. Okay, so that's what we're doing, is comparing two and only two. The way that we do the patterns for the comparatives or comparisons is mas fill in the blank K if it's regular. There are a few irregulars. We'll talk about those later. And then we use mas day if we're talking about numbers. Okay, so the mas K is used for comparing things or people, or groups of things or groups of people. Again, mas day is for numbers. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so here I have a sentence: John is taller than Bob. So what I need to do is think about the adjective, which is tall, and the way that I'm making the ER ending, like taller, the way I'm making that is with that pattern, mas fill in the blank K, if I'm talking about comparing things or people. In this case, these are people, so that's what I want to do. I want to say John is taller than Bob, and so I'm going to make my pattern of mas fill in the blank K. John es mas, fill in the blank, which is alto, K, Bob. So alto is the word for tall, and that's what goes in the blank, and that's what turns the word tall, alto, into the ER equivalent in English. Mas fill in the blank K. Okay, Anna is smarter than you. So again, the way I'm going to convert the ER, the smarter, I take the word smart, which is intelligente, and that's the word that goes into the blank. Mas fill in the blank K. Ana es más, and then I fill in the blank with inteligente, and then K, two. Ana es más inteligente que tú. Ana is more smart than you, is how it comes out in Spanish. Okay, here we have groups of things. The books are less interesting than the movies. So same thing. Now I need to make my adjective agree. However, it cannot be singular because we're talking about books, which is plural. So los libros son menos interesantes que las películas. Again, I have to put interesantes. It ends with es because libros is plural. So my adjective has to match my noun. The books are less white than the tables. So again, same thing. The word white is my adjective, and that is going to have to match with books, which is plural and masculine. Los libros son menos, fill in the blank K. Las mesas, I fill in the blank with blancos because that has to match with libros. Libros is masculine and plural. Blancos would have to match. If we are comparing numbers or units of measure, then we have mas day. It is not mas fill in the blank K. In fact, there is no fill in the blank. I leave those words right next to each other. Mas day. I do not have anything that goes in between. So this is only for numbers or units of measure. For example, I have more than $20. So now we are making a comparison to a number. I have more than 20. Doesn't matter what the 20 is, $20, 20 books, 20 cars. I have more than 20. So now